Hey everyone, Daniel Renné with Flux Real Estate. In this second video of our three-part series on how to compete in a bidding war, we're going to discuss the primary terms of your offer. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend you watch part 1 of this series. Otherwise, what I'm about to say won't be as effective. Now, assuming you've done so, let's get into it. As we discussed last time, there are two major factors that are combined to make up the strength of your offer. Those are the price and the terms. Your terms can further be broken down into primary and secondary, and there are varying degrees of what constitutes weakness and strength within each individual term. Similarly to how you determine your maximum price, where you want to position yourself on each term is predicated upon the unique aspects of the home, your goals, and of course your market timing. No two offers are ever the same. Let's start with primary term number 1, earnest money, or what I refer to as the skin you're putting in the game. Even in the strongest buyer's market, 1% of your price would be considered a bare minimum. However, in a seller's market, the bare minimum is 2%. These days, 3 to 5% is considered, generally speaking, competitive, and 6% or more would be considered strong. Remember, earnest money is not in addition to your down payment or closing costs. It's a piece of them. It's the liquidated damages the seller will receive if you break the contract without due process. Hence, the more skin you're putting in the game, the more serious your offer looks. Another variable of earnest money is whether or not to make it non-refundable. Here, there are 3 levels of strength. First level is saying it's non-refundable except in the event X happens. What is X? It's whatever you aren't willing to concede because it's not worth the risk to you. Second level of strength is just flat out saying it's non-refundable. In either of these two scenarios, if you kill the deal without having the contractual right to do so, the seller has to go through the motions to receive the earnest money. It's not simply handed over. The third and strongest level would be to convert the earnest money to a non-refundable deposit dispersed to the seller soon after mutual acceptance. This means the seller already has your money if you break the terms of the contract. This is the real estate negotiation equivalent of going all in. It is simultaneously the most risky thing you can do while granting you the highest chance of success. Primary term number 2 is financing. Now, ultimately, cash is king. But assuming you're utilizing a loan, the key variables are the type of loan you're using, FHA, VA, conventional, your down payment amount, and more is always better, and of course whether or not you need seller concessions. No concessions is best, but do your best to minimize the amount if you must have them to qualify for your loan. Protection for low appraisal is certainly of concern. Default options give you the ability to negotiate with the seller on what to do if the home appraises below the purchase price. The next strongest option is to pre-negotiate what dollar amount you're willing to pay in order to bridge an appraisal gap, if there is one. And of course, the strongest option is to waive financing outright. And this most certainly requires a risk versus reward analysis with every offer. Primary term number 3 would be inspection. The default contractual timeline gives you 10 days to complete the inspection, with an extra 5 days available in the event your inspector recommends further evaluation by a specialist. So, first level to strengthen inspection would be to decrease those timelines. Second level would be to offer more of a take it or leave it inspection term. Third level is to waive inspection outright. Fourth level is utilizing a seller procured inspection, assuming one is provided, plus waiving inspection. And the strongest level is to complete on your own dime a pre-inspection before writing your offer, plus waiving inspection. This shows the strongest possible commitment to the seller, as they know you worked with your trusted inspector to evaluate the home. If you found something that truly concerns you, then you wouldn't have written your offer. Note, however, if you lose the bidding war, you don't get the inspector's fees back, and that is hundreds of dollars for each and every pre-inspection you complete. As always, I hope you found this video informative. And per the usual, even in a 3-part series, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you'd like a more in-depth analysis or have questions in general, feel free to click on my Calendly link to book a 15-minute phone call with me. Or if you're just curious about the market overall, click on the link to my most recent monthly market update. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our 3rd and final installment of How to Compete in a Bidding War, where we'll go over the options of your secondary offer terms. Until then, take care.